This bus is loading up with migrants at a Mexican checkpoint near the U.S. border. A source says it's heading south, though its destination could not be independently confirmed. The dimly lit video captured by a Reuters reporter offers a glimpse into Mexico's largest ever migration crackdown. The idea? Move migrants south, throw up administrative hurdles, implement widespread detentions. That's according to public data and conversations with a dozen officials on both sides of the border. 5 Mexican officials said the aim is to wear down migrants, so they give up before reaching the U.S. Immigration has been a key issue in the run-up to the U.S. presidential election on November 5th.
On day one, I will launch the largest deportation program in American history.
Polls show voters trust Republican candidate Donald Trump more on the issue of immigration than his Democratic rival, Kamala Harris.
Our system must be orderly and secure.
Partly as a result of Mexico's efforts, the number of migrants caught by U.S. authorities at the border in recent months has fallen sharply to the lowest level since 2020. One expert at George Mason University said a border that looks out of control fuels Donald Trump, and that Mexico's crackdown helps the Biden administration dampen that view. Some of the migrants end up here, a shelter in Mexico's southern Tabasco state.
Sí, duro porque son 3 días viajando en bus, sin abajarse, sin...
Venezuelan migrant Jose Diaz says he spent 3 straight days on a bus,
No, o sea, en bus tenía al baño.
traveling 2,000 miles with no stops, although the bus had a bathroom, he says.
¿Dónde estamos?
Previously unreported data show Mexico is on track to bus a third more migrants to its southern states this year. Its government rarely talks about the program publicly. The country's foreign ministry says the goal is not to exhaust migrants, it's to protect them from human traffickers. The head of a unit at Mexico's public defender's office says busing is a, quote, illegal practice. Here's the director of the International Rescue Committee, Rafael Velasquez.
México es la última milla.
Mexico is the last mile for Afghans, Senegalese, for people from Syria. Here you can see people from Haiti, people from all over the world. This is where they come. This is where they end up. This is where they are.
Este es el corral donde...
This is the corral where many of these situations happen. This carousel is not solving that problem. It is simply shifting it a bit from one area to another.
Un poco de una zona a otra.
Officials who spoke to Reuters asked not to be named, as the measures contrast with Mexico's stated humanitarian migration policy. The crackdown is now in its 10th month. Mexican officials say it followed pressure from the U.S. That included the temporary closure in December of several trade routes into Mexico, which cost Mexican companies an estimated $100 million per day in lost trade, according to one business lobby. The pressure also included more direct requests from the U.S., including a phone call from President Joe Biden to then Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador. Newly inaugurated Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum has said she will work closely with whoever wins in November.
Va a haber una buena relación.
There have been efforts on the U.S. side, too. In June, the Biden administration implemented a broad asylum ban, which U.S. officials have said contributed to bringing down U.S. apprehensions.
The number of migrants coming and to our shared border unlawfully in recent months has dropped dramatically.
But one expert said Mexico's effort has been, quote, absolutely crucial. Harris has pointed to the U.S. numbers to argue in her campaign that the Biden administration has been tough on border issues. While Trump has increasingly used darker and more violent language about immigrants, Mexico itself has been less of a target than in 2016. One senior Mexican official said, that's the whole point, to not be the focus in this year's election. Mexico's foreign ministry said its migration strategy is not linked to the election.